Hello everyone and welcome to Barca News. It is October 3rd, 2023 and Barcelona are currently studying a possible lawsuit against Sevilla and their president Pepe Castro. Also, it's reported that Barcelona have made the decision to permanently offload Ansu Fati next summer. And finally, Jorge Mas, who's the co-owner of Inter Miami, has promised to do everything in his power to make sure Lionel Messi comes back to Barcelona. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before we begin with the news, just a quick reminder to make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It's completely free, it only takes a second, and in doing this you will be helping this small and humble channel continue to grow. Also, if you are looking to place any sports bets, not just on Barcelona matches but on any sporting event, make sure you hit the Bet Us, where they currently having special offers for new signups. And if you are looking to buy any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure you hit the kickback. Both links are down below in the description. Now, begin with the news that Barcelona are set to play their second Champions League match tomorrow, Wednesday, October 4th, against FC Porto in Portugal. And the team has already landed in Portugal, where they were seen today training in FC Porto Stadium. Now, during the pre-match press conference, Xavi discussed several topics, and there are a couple that I would like to highlight. The first one is regarding Porto, or what he expects out of Porto. And in regards to that, Xavi said, they like to have the ball, but they also close down well. They win many duels. They are strong on set pieces. We have analyzed them and we will try to compete in the best way possible. They are very strong and fast in transitions, and we are prepared if they play with five at the back. Now, Xavi was asked whether he's going to be cautious in tomorrow's match as far as his approach, and he said, I consider myself an offensive and brave coach, and there is no need to change that. You have to have balance, but above all, be brave and go on the attack. Now, I really do like this statement by Xavi Hernandez, but I must disagree with him because at the beginning of the season, he was extra cautious and he was not as aggressive or brave with his attack, especially with that line of four midfielders and only two forwards. But I really think that Xavi has learned from his lesson and has realized that Barcelona play better when they are more aggressive and more brave in their attack. And ever since, Xavi has corrected his formation, and we have seen a much more aggressive Barcelona. And from the sound of it, it looks like that's exactly what Xavi Hernandez will do tomorrow, where he's going to employ a more aggressive lineup and a more attack-minded lineup. But of course, I do love to hear from you guys. So let me know down below in the comment section, who do you think Xavi will start and what kind of formation the Barcelona coach will have? Now, FC Porto's coach Sergio Conceição also had some interesting statements during the pre-match press conference, where he said, think they are a team with the most ball possession in Spain, in a league where many favors that. They are quite dangerous. They are very wide on the pitch and create difficulties for the opponent. If we stretch ourselves, they will find space inside. We have to be cautious in defense because they have individuals who can decide the game at any moment. They've gone a few games without conceding goals, but we know their weakness. All teams have them. It has a lot to do with our defensive consistency and then taking advantage of some of the opponent's weaknesses. We have to rise to the occasion. We will suffer against Barcelona, but Barcelona will also suffer against FC Porto. Now, by talking about how if Barcelona stretch FC Porto's defense, they will find spaces in the middle, and by talking about defensive consistency and using Barcelona's weaknesses against them, it sounds that Sergio Conceição will most likely be playing a very defensive lineup, probably a line of 5 men, and then kind of count on those counterattacks or fast transitions, because as Xavi Hernandez mentioned, FC Porto are very good with the quick transitions. So it looks like it might be a repeat of matches like Mallorca or Celta Vigo. But hopefully Barcelona will be able to unlock this defense, and hopefully we'll get another victory in tomorrow's match. But again, as I always, I love to hear from you. What do you think FC Porto will do tomorrow? Are they going to be more defensive, or do you think they're going to play more with ball possession and try to keep the ball Let me know down below in the comments. Now, speaking of defenses, FC Porto will be without their veteran defender Pepe because he is suffering a muscle problem. So this is somewhat of good news for Barcelona, most importantly for the health of the players, because we all know how dirty Pepe can play. Now, speaking of defenders, and this has nothing to do with tomorrow's match against FC Porto in the Champions League, today, La Liga handed down a 3-match ban against Real Madrid's captain, Nacho, for that violent tackle that he used against Girona over the weekend. So it looks like Nacho will be missing El Clásico match against Barcelona, and that means that Real Madrid could be without 3 of their starting defenders, with Rudiger being the only available player. So this is also good news for Barcelona, who are set to face off against Real Madrid on October 28th, right after the FIFA international break ends. Now, speaking of Pepes, we now turn our attention to Pepe Castro, who is the president of Sevilla FC, where Barcelona are currently studying the possibility of a lawsuit against Pepe Castro and against his current club as well. As you might recall, Barcelona were being investigated for corruption charges in the Enrique Negreira case, where Barcelona hired the former vice president of the committee of referees, Jose Maria Enriquez Negreira, as a consultant for the club. And after months of investigation, the prosecutor's office found no evidence of corruption, and therefore the judge in charge of the case decided to instead file new charges against Barcelona, and this time for bribery of a civil servant. Now, after these charges were announced, Sevilla released a public statement condemning Barcelona, and they also decided to boycott the lunch between the executives of Sevilla and the executive of FC Barcelona that was set to take place right before the match between Barcelona and Sevilla. And also Sevilla's executives boycotted the match itself, where the executives usually sit in a VIP box with Barcelona's board of directors, but they also boycotted that. And right after the match, Barcelona released a statement condemning Sevilla's action and completely breaking any relations with the club. Then after this happened, Pepe Castro doubled down with new statements talking about Barcelona, where he said, "What is a referee paid money for? We have fought hard to make La Liga important in the world, and we cannot allow this for the pure cleanliness of the competition. I suppose that justice will take its course to decide whether there is a crime or not, but that there has been payment is certain, and we reject that. If money has been paid to a referee, it is for something that goes against the cleanliness of the competition." Now, after Pepe Castro made these statements, Barcelona directed their legal department to begin studying the possibility of filing a lawsuit against Pepe Castro and Sevilla for defamation, because of course there's absolutely no evidence that Barcelona bribed any referees or that they try to influence the outcome of any matches. And in fact, even under the new charges of bribery, Barcelona are not being charged of bribery of a referee. They're being charged with the bribery of Jose Maria Enriquez Negreira, who was the vice president of the committee of referees, not a referee. He had already retired from refereeing, and in fact, he retired back in 1991. Now, the funny thing about this whole situation is that Pepe Castro is talking about the cleanliness of La Liga and corruption, but yet he was previously charged with stealing money from Sevilla. So this is definitely very hypocritical on the part of Pepe Castro, who all of a sudden is being holier than thou. Now, on to the news that reports are stating that Barcelona are seriously considering offloading Ansu Fati this upcoming summer. Now, Ansu Fati was the crown jewel of La Masia and one of the most promising players to come out of the Barcelona academy, but unfortunately, due to the series of injuries that he suffered, he has not been the same player, and Barcelona ended up loaning him out this summer to Brighton, where he's currently having a hard time fitting in. But of course, it's still too early, where Ansu Fati is playing in a new team and in a new league, and he'll probably need more time to adjust. However, he did score his first goal with Brighton this past weekend. Now, it's reported that Barcelona are now seriously considering offloading Ansu Fati permanently this upcoming summer. And of course, the club had initially quoted him at 80 million euros, but that number is going to be very unlikely that Barcelona will end up getting, because of course Ansu Fati's value has diminished a lot ever since his injury. Now, it is reported that Barcelona think they could get around 50 to 60 million euros, which is of course less than the 80 million euros that they initially quoted him before. But of course, it's still good money for Barcelona, especially since Ansu Fati has not been able to recover his previous form. Now, speaking of prodigies and crown jewels of La Masia, as I reported in yesterday's live stream, Lamine Yamal has officially signed his first professional contract with Barcelona until 2026 with a 1 billion euro release clause. And we now know how much Barcelona will be paying the youngster. and it's revealed that Barcelona will pay Lamine Yamal around 3 million euros, which consists of a 2.5 million euro salary per season, plus with bonuses and add-ons, it will come up to 3 million euros, which is of course a pretty good salary for a 16-year-old. Now we will end today's video with the news that the co-owner of the MLS team Inter Miami, where Lionel Messi currently plays, has promised to do everything in his power in order to bring Lionel Messi back to Barcelona, when he said, "Messi's departure from Barcelona was not to his liking. He could not say goodbye to his club that welcomed him as a child. And I think that the circumstances were not what Lionel wanted. I gave him my commitment that I will do everything possible in the coming years to give him the opportunity to say goodbye to his fans in Barcelona. Inter Miami will go, or we will do some kind of match." Now, these are really cool statements by the co-owner of Inter Miami, promising to do everything in his power to allow Lionel Messi to play one last time in Barcelona in the new stadium, so he can say goodbye to his fans and to the club that saw him grow and saw him begin his career as a footballer. And this is really cool because, again, Jorge Mas, as the co-owner of Inter Miami, has absolutely no obligation to do this, but yet he wants to do this for Messi and of course for the love of the sport. Now, this is something that Joan Laporta has also promised Barcelona fans, that he will have a goodbye match or an honorary match for Lionel Messi, so Messi can play one last time in Barcelona and say goodbye to the club and to the fans. And this was also confirmed by Lionel Messi's father, Jorge Messi. So it looks like we will be having a goodbye match, most likely when the new stadium opens up. And I wonder what kind of match, and I wonder what kind of match will this be? Will it be a random friendly match? Will it be a Jean Gamper match? Let me know down below in the comment section. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like. Also, I would like to invite all of you to please leave a comment down below, giving me all your thoughts and opinions about all the news that I share with you. And finally, I would like to invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel so you can stay current on all the latest news in regards to our beloved club, FC Barcelona. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. And as always, Visca Barça.